谢新瑶。好，希望呢我们待会儿我
Thank
们
you.
的观众和我们的嘉宾都能在很愉快的心情中
I hope
接受我们
later
的
on
好，感谢大家。
现在我们
audience
就到这
and
里。
guests will be in good mood for this show.
跟萨老师打个招呼吧。
打个招。
Could you please say hi?
录制了，我们把舞台交给他了。
Now the show is about to begin.
好，接下来呢？哎呦，新瑶看到，新瑶留步，新瑶留步。这一位就是我刚在舞台上有介绍到的。
Let me introduce.
这位就是我们这个中央一套今日工人栏目组的刘老师。
哎，你好。
This is from CCTV 1.
来，我们来正式介绍一下。
Mr. Liu.
光线充足吗？
至少看得到脸嘛。哎
Let's move here for better light.
这位就是我们
Let me introduce you guys.
今日工人的主编刘义斌老师。
She is the chief editor, Madame Liu from CCTV. One of her major responsibilities is to contact all the guests and also prepare the stage, like the music.
问题我忘了。
Do you have any question?
我跳完现在有点懵。
老师这样的，就是我们很好奇
Sorry.
这个3个即日健身团，包括我们的这个朱广权老师，这4位嘉宾是怎么去
We have
搭配的？
in total 4 guests. What's your consideration about inviting those 4? This year marks the 70th anniversary of PRC, and also this show is an important show for CCTV. So when we chose the guests, we really pay significance to them. Today we invited Mr. Sa. This is his 3rd year to be our guest. He used to be our #1 choice because he's very excited with a lot of thoughts. Also, he has some idea about AI. This time, as a guest, I think maybe he can have very good communication with the sponsors or other AI providers. We are really looking forward. And also as to the representative from the artists, we chose Han Xu. Han Xu is also a fan of technologies. As an actress, she loves those innovative devices.
他其实能感觉到。
For example, those magic cubes, she likes to play it. So I think with Han Xu here on the scene,
我觉得他确实还。
she can ask a lot of questions on behalf of our
非
audience.
常好，把它玩好这种。 对对对。
She really wants to play games and play them well. Among all the actresses, she shows the greatest interest in technology. That's why we chose her. Also, we chose another guest as an academician. He's also an expert in AI. I think this year, we chose the most authoritative and most representative guests. They can give very good guidance to our guests. We have artistic representative and also the representatives from other sectors. We're really looking forward to their performance. What's your comment on Zhu, our anchor? We chose Zhu Guangquan. This is his 2nd time to be on our show.
比较晦涩的一些人工智能项目，能够喜闻乐见的传递给观众，和嘉宾有互动，然后活跃。
He can better interpret those AI technologies to our audience. I think he will be good. Another thing that I'm interested is about those judges who interact with those AI technologies. For those judges and inspectors of that industry, they shoulder heavy responsibilities. Such craftsmanship and professionalism will be represented by those people. They come here to have a first-hand experience about the status of AI technologies. They could inspect by themselves. They could use many methods to check the technology. For example, the Turings, and we are really looking forward to their result. I see that the arrangement of the show has a lot of reasons behind. They have really deliberate thoughts about such arrangement. Now let's come to the backstage. The show has already begun. Those are not airline stewardess. I think they are the service people on the site. That is the big screen. We could see from this angle about the stage. What's your feel about the stage? I think it's totally different to stand here and look at the stage from standing on the stage. Also, for your information, we will choose the most interesting and representative bullet screen from our audience online. I see a small character, a robotic, here on the screen, and that robotic is asking questions for our audience. Some of them are really good questions. For example, what is the height of some people, like Zhang? Those are private questions. That is a very special feature of this show. Now let me take you somewhere. That's the main place for the live streaming. That is our director's room, our showroom, and you could see that all of those frames will be stored in the disk. Also, the program director is very famous. That director will be responsible for giving orders and instructions about those different cameras and their setup. So that's really hard work. I saw something about their job online, but I never see it by myself. So many cameras. In this room, there are a lot of very advanced technologies and equipment. This is our director, Tong Ye. I see they are working along with each other very smoothly. They must be very exhausted from this job. Awesome. Also, to give you our main director for this show, our chief director, Madame Chen Jingjing. I'm curious. When we're designing such a show, such AI technologies must be presented to the audience, but how can you make it more interesting, and how can you give warmth to our audience through such cold technologies? For any such program, we want to showcase the capabilities of mankind. Everything is made because of the manpower. So we want to show what are the contributions of mankind and what achievements have been made on the robotics and AI because of that hardship. We view the AI as a child. We are witnesses of AI's growth. So we want to make this process more interesting. There are two questions. We saw someone sitting on the side who looks like the airline stewardess. Could you give us a hint about who are those people? The voices we will hear on the show will be very similar, but they're different. Even you're twins, but you have different voices. Now we can recognize voices of all people, just like the fingerprints. You are unique. And among the animals, it's the same thing. Today, we want to see if we can see the difference of the voices of all dogs. That's why you saw some Labradors on the site. Also, we highlight the usage of this technology in the field like the bird protection. You could easily see how many species there are out there. So it's like a lot of dogs' languages. Another question. Like I said, we saw some beautiful ladies sitting there, looking like the airline stewardesses. Who are they? You will listen to their voices a lot when you're calling someone. While that struck me, those are customer service people. I used to think that those voices I hear on the phone are already recorded, but they are actually coming from those ladies. People usually cause troubles. For example, asking for a certain voice to talk to them on the phone, and they can do it. They can change their voices. Could you give us some introduction about this room? Sure, but let's keep it quiet. You will see there are 18 cameras. We have the guests, the anchor, and the dogs. They will come on the stage gradually. So we have 18 cameras in total to shoot. And our directors will have to observe those 18 cameras. It seems like those directors have more eyes than us normal people. They will set up those cameras in the right place, so they have to be very concentrated. What about those people? Are they responsible for managing the voice? Not exactly. They're in charge of the lights. If I want to make the stage more dimmer, then these people will just press a button and dim down the lights. Also, all the materials are recorded here on the desk. And that gentleman sitting there, he will listen to all the signals. So that's basically how it works in the room. Thank you for your introduction, and we don't want to cause more disturbance to you. Thank you. Now let me take you somewhere that our audiences are mostly expecting to come. Is it the washroom? Just joking. All of those photos, the lights, they're from that place. The director's room is responsible for recording, and now I'm taking you to the scene. It has a very good view, so that's why our audience would love to go there. And there are a lot of professionals working there. Like I said, it has a good view, that's why we are climbing the stairs. There are lights, control center, voice control, the keyboard control, and the screen control departments. They all work in that general control department in this place. They're coordinating with each other up there. It's really high. Since they're still working, so we will cause as least trouble as possible. So this is the general control center. You could see all the staff members are working there. These people, I guess, they're responsible for controlling the screens. Now let's move on. It says voice recognition testing. Let me ask. Is this table responsible for controlling the volumes? You play music, so I guess you guess it right. Since today's show is about voices, so I presume that those are the professionals controlling the volumes. What about this one? What is this desk for? Take a guess. Looks like still voice control. But no, to give you the answer, it's lights control. From this angle, the lights are spectacular, shooting from up there. There are hundreds of those lights, and they are all controlled by this desk. I've never seen this. If I live broadcast this control desk and put them on my account in Douyin, can I? If you can introduce about our interaction, maybe you can. Interaction, this is our first time of interaction, and this is my first time here. Just a reminder to our spectators and audience, they can send the bullet screens. We will choose the best one on the show. Now let's see what are the bullet screens to see if they have any question. So you want to interact with the viewers already? Yes. Everyone seems to be interested in the dogs. Still controlling lights here. So the system can automatically make a judgment. During your work time, you don't want to be harassed, or when you're sleeping. When we are on a business trip, every time you pick up a call, there will be some phone bills. And now with our system, it can automatically tell if the call comes from people not in your contact book, then it can tell you if it is a harassment call. If it is, it could refuse the call on behalf of you flexibly. So the call still has to be connected first for the system to judge where it comes from. Yes, it has to listen to the voice first. So picking up the call doesn't have to pay. No, if you're abroad, picking up the call will cost something. Are you already providing the service? Yes, in some places. You can distribute the system by yourself or through the telecom providers, through our partner. As to the issue of privacy, now we're giving the choice to the users. If they want to use the service, then they can access them. The system is installed in the phones. Is your product all installed in phones? Yes, and also we need permission from the users first. It's just like an assistance to the users. Will voice be as special and unique as the fingerprints? Now feel free to choose the bullet screens. The viewers are just giving thanks to the guests. For this control desk, if you're working in live streaming sector, you must be very familiar. Those are our executive director. He is the chief coordinator of everything. Now let's look at the back. There are still some desks. I see a piano. For the voice effects, the sound effects, yes. There will be some music, for example, funny music. Since they are very busy, so let's move to other places. Which place is your interest lying? Everyone seems to be busy, so... Have you been to such backstage before? No, this is my first time. Before we get down, you could have a general view from this angle, since it's very high above the stage. You will see everyone. It's totally different experience from watching the TV. Do you feel very awesome, like you're controlling the whole stage? I want to see how the dances are going from up here. From the monitor, we hear that there will be some performance later on. You know that the actress Han Xue has also done some dubbing job. I hear that she used to dub for 8 characters in one show, so there will be such a performance of dubbing later on. If you have any questions, I may answer them as long as they are in my knowledge. Maybe the viewers have their own questions. We are asking for questions from the viewers. This is really an opportunity for the interaction with Xinyao. Feel free to ask. What are you busy for before coming here? I hear you have just published a new song. Yeah, 2 months ago. So you must be very busy lately. Yes, I've been busy lately. I'm recording some videos. Now we're broadcasting from the backstage, and I can show our viewers our angle.
这个视角，我觉得很多观众应该也没有见过。
我的粉丝们，我要对你们说。
Many viewers haven't seen from this angle. Even I haven't. I feel like this is my first time to come in town. I just met Mr. Sa Beining. Many viewers say that I look like Mr. Sa Beining. But today I saw him in person. I don't think so. He is more handsome than I. Maybe later on our show, we can put on the 2 photos of you guys to compare. How old are you, robot? This is my secret. Are you a boy or a girl? I'm a girl. Your voice sounds like Zhu Guangquan, but it's a girl. Our system is for anti-harassment. So the robot must be more serious. They're not designed for chatting. So our robots are more serious. So just now we're talking with the robot. Are our voices already collected by the robot? Wow, very smart. And one of our judges didn't speak, so that's a very smart choice. If our voices change, or if we specifically did something to our voice, will the robot recognize it? For example, one dubbing actor or actress may have different voices or sounds. Can it tell the difference? Just like the other AI technologies, we are facing the same issue about robustness. For example, voice recognition in recent years, there are a lot of disturbances to our technology, like the noise. When I'm speaking here or when I'm speaking the very noisy subway is different. Also, another difficulty comes from the twins, or if there are some voice-changing machines, or the intentional voice imitation. Those would be challenges for the robots. But anyway, we could go beyond those difficulties. We can better advance those technologies. Those difficulties may cause the accuracy decline. But if the change is more macro, or if you're speaking like some particular actress, we will have to do a lot of homework, collecting a lot of voices to learn the different voice conditions of that same person in order to be better prepared for the possible change. Let's welcome Zhang Xinyao and Li Zeyou, the new generation creators. So this is how I change my voice when I introduce someone on the stage. I'm trying different voices and learn from the different ways of giving out the voice. If a person calls and harass the receiver, maybe he can change the voice. So I think this technology is really going to be helpful for us. Yes, we can call this robot to see if it can tell that all of those voices are from the same person. We will try our best to blind the robot. We can change our voices and use different machines to change the voice. And also the robot will compete with the customer service ladies So the robot is real. It's not recorded. Yes, this is real-time interaction between the robots and our guests. AI technologies have to be commissioned for a long time. It's unlike the other things on the stage. I'm just wondering if there are some questions unable to be answered. For example, when I'm talking to Siri and asking for a B-box, Siri cannot respond. I'm really curious about this robot. Speaking of Siri, it is also responsible and able to do voice recognition. Sometimes when I say some instruction, there is no response. I guess Madame Han is going to be on the stage and do the dubbing. Now let's enjoy from here. I believe she will give different voices. A question from the viewer: what is this robot for? The robot is for taking the harassment calls for you. Can you hear the voice from Han Xue? Terrific. It's from her. Wow, she's wonderful. We are really surprised by the voice. Excellent. 7 voices already. I can give more. I'm just curious if the robot can tell. Do you really talk to yourself in those different voices, Madame Han? It's like a big family. I love animation. So when I was young, I will imitate the sounds from the cartoon characters. And as an actress, I usually have to learn how the other actors or actresses are reading the lines. When I was singing, it's the same thing. In the concert, or when I was practicing singing, I learned that people have different ways of giving voice, and their position in the vocal cords may be different when they are giving voices. Some are seeing the vibration from the front of the vocal cord, some are from the back end of the vocal cord when they are speaking. So it's different when they are speaking. Exactly. For the singers, they have to practice taking breath and controlling the breath. For the actors, it's the same. When they are reading the lines, sometimes they are just giving out the breath when they are speaking, so the sound may be more striking. Yes, those are like skills for singing. Yes, you need practices. I am still a learner. I'm not the best singer or the most professional one, so I'm still learning. I just gained some skills. I hope one day I will be just like those professional singers. Han Xue is gonna test. She will use her voices to try to cause troubles for the robot, to see if the robot can still tell where is the voice coming from. So Han Xue is changing her voice, and the robot must not judge by the sound rays. Now let's give a test. Han Xue will call the robot Yu Ting in the conversation. Let's see if the robot will recognize the harassment call and just hang it. Yes, it will compare the different voices. If it can tell that the voice comes from Han Xue, it will hang up the call. You can think about the voice you're gonna use. Take your time. Think about your speaking program. Okay, I'm ready. Now please call Youting. The first conversation. Hello? I'm looking for the owner of this number. Do you need insurance? Sorry, I have no money to buy. I have a very good product for you. Do you want to consider? Thank you. I'm in a conference. So it's really not a person talking to me? The content matters. You're saying that you're selling insurance, so it can certainly judge that it's a harassment. And also, you have to change your voice and totally let the robot judge by the voice, not the contents of conversation. I guess we're going to be replaced by AI. Let's see the second conversation. Hello? It just hit me that she's a girl. I just want to play as the ex-girlfriend, so that move doesn't work anymore. So as long as I want to sell something, it won't work. Yes. We can do some pre-arrangement. You could try and test it only by the voice. Hello? Hey, bro. Do you want to buy my real estate? I don't have the plan. I'm a very good developer. I have different types of apartments. Please consider. Sorry, I'm kind of busy. If you call me, I don't even dare to buy an apartment from you. Sounding like that. So I'm hang up again? Yes. I will hang up as well. I think you could develop another product. When you receive such a phone call, you could directly refer the call to 110, the police. So now let's see if I'm acting normal. Will it hang up? You could communicate about the normal work, for example, as a colleague. Let's see. For example, inviting the robot to join Mr. Sa's show. Now the third conversation. Hi there. Hi. I'm looking for someone, the owner of the phone. Sorry, I didn't hear you. Is this Mr. Sa? Yes, I'm listening. We have a very good show and we want to invite Mr. Sa to join us. Sorry, I'm busy. Call you later. I didn't say any sensitive information like selling something. And I'm also speaking normally. Why am I hand? Mr. Sa was there asking for hanging up all the time. So as long as the robot can tell that is my voice, no matter what I say, it will hang up the call. So that's how it works. Because just now I was speaking very normally, it can certainly tell that it's my voice. In usual business scenarios, the owner of the phone can do the prearrangement. For example, they can try to block all the phones from the developers.
对。
Our director is racking his brain about the contents of this program. So we show our respect to the director of the show. I don't think we can stay here much longer, so let's take a look at this surrounding. So it's really a rare opportunity for me as well. Yes. FYI, 5 minutes later, the best bullet screens will be chosen and be shown in this show. Mr. Sa Beining and the other guests will talk about those bullet screens. So if you have any question, please give them as soon as possible. The questions will be asked in the show. And then there will be such a virtual image popping out in the screen when the questions are asked. Maybe it's going to be a beautiful lady asking the question. If I am a viewer, the question in my mind is the height of Mr. Sa Beining. Many people are discussing it. He's sitting, so we cannot tell, but Madame Han, she seems very tall. If you have an opportunity to ask a question, what will be yours? When can I have a face-to-face communication with Madame Han Xue? So please think wild about the question. I just met Han Xue and Sa Beining. So I guess our viewers can ask questions to me, and I can take them.